Welcome back. In the previous part, we opened up the safe and found him in the safe. Yeah, not exactly like the kind of thing you'd expect in a safe. Money, maybe, but not Enoch Drebber. No. You'd never expect to find that in a safe. So, what happened here? And what's with the time bomb? But what happened here? What on earth happened in here? You found me, haven't you? No need to screw me down any further. Everything in here is precisely what it seems. That smile. Yeah, well, we'll be giving it a thorough going over, don't you worry, Drebber. What fails to click with me is how you were able to locate my workshop. That I was not expecting. When I heard whistling from the other room, I knew it was time to bolt. Whistling? Ah, that would have been me. Oh. For some reason, I woke in fine fettle today. You bleeding idiot. No words, just tightly squeezed chips. Ruined. Clearly, I must have a screw loose though, as I couldn't remember the combination for the safe. And another one loose, as I couldn't remember on which piece of furniture I'd written it down. We also found a rope over by the wall. Yes, I had hoped to exit through the skylight, but sadly the rope was too short. So I then set about searching for the combination code to open the safe. And burning the incriminating blueprints, don't forget. Regrettably though, you failed to retrieve the head from the balloon among the rafters. And after that, you hid yourself inside the safe, having first set this parcel ticking. Well, I had no intention of being nailed by the police. So, the time bomb. Got a death wish, have you? Hiding right beside a ticking time bomb. Please, why do you suppose I chose to hide inside the safe? It's no ordinary safe, it's specially designed. A dynamite explosion wouldn't leave a scratch on it. Yeah, but whether or not the contents would survive, that's a different issue. So in fact, the safe was the only safe place? Precisely. But once you'd climbed inside, you wouldn't have been able to get out again. I invite you to look more closely. The safe is fitted with a handle on the inside to allow the door to be unlocked from within. Why would you do that? I mean, I suppose for these kind of circumstances, but still. Ah, so it is. I had always intended to blow this place to smithers, in any case. I just wasn't expecting uninvited guests to come along and screw up my plans. Do you mean to say you're planning to blow us all up? No, that was unforeseen. What do you mean? Most people run, you see, when they see a ticking time bomb at their feet. I calculated the time required for retreat to a safe distance and set the device accordingly. But you seemingly endless discourse in here threw a spanner in the proverbial works. Is something wrong, Gregson? Do I have something on my face besides the usual eyes, ears, nose, and mouth? Oh dear. I think we have a fairly good idea of what's been going on here now. But what about the two incidents you've evidently been involved in recently? Professor Hairbrain's instantaneous kinesis experiment at the Great Exhibition. And the waxwork model you stole, which this head belongs to. That's no ordinary head, you know. That's the head of the professor. Clad in an iron mask, with a lock so strong I'm unable to open it safely to reveal the killer's identity. Shoot time. I've been considering carrying it around as protection. That's enough. Oh my. What's going on here, Gregson? I'm sure you're aware that I have sole jurisdiction to investigate here. Yes, well, Dr. Scythe again. So the forensic investigation team are here. And you know full well this engineer is a key witness. Why are you allowing this lawyer access to him? If Lord Strongheart knew of this, you'd be finished. You lot, leave at once. My dear madam, there's no need for such a threatening tone, I assure you. After all, that's no way to greet an old acquaintance, is it, Dr. Scythe? Oh no. Hello, Shlomes. Mr. Shlomes knows Dr. Scythe? If it's protecting the machine next door that's causing such a sour expression on your face, you are quite misguided. It's really nothing more than a shell. You get out. But of course, we'll show ourselves the door. I see you haven't softened at all. Mr. Naruhodo? Yes? It would appear that our delightfully entertaining investigations have run their course for today. But Mr. Shlomes, let us leave this place in the doctor's capable hands. I said get out, now, all of you. Your presence here is not required either, Gregson. Understood. I'll just say one thing before I head off. If it wasn't for this lawyer and his companions, we'd never have found this place, and the old workshop would have been blown to bits. There was a time bomb set in here that this lot disarmed. Inspector? Something giving you a chuckle, has it, Drebber? Ah, so sorry. Didn't mean to offend. You're quite right, of course. You did disarm the time bomb, didn't you? Yes, you did disarm that one. Uh-oh. What are you, that one? You mean? Oh, crap. Run! Oh. Bloody hell. It was an hour later that we heard the news of the enormous explosion that ripped through the experimentation stage at this great exhibition. Professor Harebrain's invention and all its secrets were blown away forever. Bloody hell. Was not expecting that to be continued. Like now, you know. Let's go. It's a good job we took the birdcage. No. 24th of October, 9:11 a.m. in the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Good morning to you, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, good morning, Professor. Ready for today's proceedings? I hope so. I should be. Even I, with nothing left to... Good morning, my dear fellows. Oh, Mr. Shlomes, you're here. Why, naturally. A true gentleman stands shoulder to shoulder with his friends in battle, at all times. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later then. Now, Professor, we really need you to remain calm in the courtroom today. Yes, do try your hardest not to enter the witness stand uninvited again. Yes, I will. I realize it was a mistake, but My dear fellows, I must interject. Oh, you're still here, Mr. Sholmes. What's the matter? Surely you've overlooked some praise, have you not? To be cast in my direction, Sorry, I don't follow. Must I spell it out? I, the great Sherlock Sholmes, the greatest detective of worldwide acclamation, arose at some ungodly hour to be here now. First thing in the morning, a miracle, you must agree. Well, if I must agree, then, as you know, my sleep is quite impregnable, one may say. Iris had to employ her full gamut of tactics. She pulled the covers off, shook me, poked both cheeks, punched me, and kicked me from the bed. Then she poured a boiling cup of her latest experimental blend on my face, and at last I was bestirred. Bloody hell. Oh my, Iris has been busy. Iris doesn't have it in her to go that far. She's too nice. I sense the spirit of a fellow scientist, one who relishes the infinite possibilities of blending tea. I'm the one worthy of praise here, not Iris. This is my victory. Sorry to cut in. Oh, Inspector Gregson, good morning. Gregson, my dear fellow, why the grim expression at this delightfully early hour? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I've been confronted with a grimmer expression, Dear me, are you going to take that insult lying down, Professor? What? I don't know. Oh, Professor. Anyway, here's the paperwork you asked for. It says secret on it, doesn't it? What paperwork? I took the liberty of requesting it yesterday. I have a feeling it may prove useful. You wouldn't believe the hoops I had to jump through to get this brought out to the archives. It's the professor's autopsy report. That mass murderers who killed 5 members of the aristocracy. He was found guilty in a closed trial 10 years ago now. It was all done under wraps. And he was quickly executed soon after the trial. It's all in here. Killer's autopsy report has been entered into the court record. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Inspector. Let's have a look. Oh, we got more going on? I didn't even look at this yet, did I? Royal Society Award, okay. There's a little metal plaque here, look. Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery. Seems rather iconic, doesn't it? But clearly Mr. Drebber really was a very talented scientist. Got anything else going on? Doesn't seem to be like, it's not like blood marks on it or anything like the camera or anything like that. It's like, no, nothing at the moment. Anyway. We've got much to go on with this, have we? Have we even got anything we can interact with? Don't see. This lock does look very strong, doesn't it? There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on. What a terrible way to treat someone, even a convicted criminal. I know. It's starting to make me livid, actually. Mr. Naruhodo, please. I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had an itch on your cheek all of a sudden. You'd be utterly helpless. Well, yes, that's true. But I'm not sure that warrants quite so much anger. Oh, right. Sorry. About that little bit. Nope. Alright, so just the lock, it seems. Okay. Right, so the report we just got this. Redacted for confidentiality. Pseudonym the Professor. Death by hanging confirmed at midnight 17th of June. That was it? That's the lot? Alright. Yes, much obliged, Gregson. Us lowly lot at the yard are just doing what we can. In the shadow of the great Detective Sholmes, of course. Well, then, Professor Hetbrain, this is it. Today we're going to lay all this to rest at last. I wish you the best of luck, Professor. I suppose he'll be here in here today, in there today, will he? Drebber? Yes. We expect the prosecution to summon him as a witness. I'm still amazed that you managed to find him in just one day. I really owe you both so much, but we couldn't have done it without you, mate. Your card really helped. Counsel and the defendant. The trial is about to resume. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. Very well. This is it then. The final chapter. Funny. My heart's racing a little. I've not felt this before, actually. This strange foreboding. As if something's going to happen in this trial that I'm not ready for. Oh, great. But I can't let that distract me from the only thing that really matters. Finding the truth. Ba-dam, bam, bam, ba-da-bam, bam. The 24th of October, 9:30. I can't carry on. 9:30 a.m. The Old Bailey Courtroom. There it is. Who's that hooded man? What? In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. Resume the public hearing of Albert Harebrain here present, who stands accused of murder. Are the counsels of the prosecution and defense ready to proceed? The prosecution is ready, my lord. What was the question? The defense is ready, my lord. I think, as promised, Lord Van Zykes has his apprentice with him. His apprentice with memory loss. If I may, Lord Van Zykes. Yes, my lord. There appears to be someone standing at your side. You are aware of this, yes? Ah, yes, my apprentice and assistant. The prosecution believes today's proceedings will see the complexity of this case rise considerably. Wow. I therefore instructed my assistant to attend to ensure the smooth running of the trial. Jeez. And the smooth running of liquid refreshments by the look of it. The way he holds himself, the way he moves. It couldn't be anyone else. But he's still suffering from amnesia, so there's really nothing we can do at the moment. I know, but... oh, this is so very hard. It would appear the prosecution has done a fine job in responding to the demands of the court made yesterday. I understand you have successfully secured the engineer who disappeared from the scene of the day in question? Yes, my lord. I intend to call him as a witness shortly. Very good, very good. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this courtroom today. Are you ready and willing to proceed? Of course, my lord. I'm sure we all understand the importance of doing our civic duty. I do so despise deception and deceit. I find it so very wearing. To take a man's life with a conjuring trick, it is against the magician's code, not to mention the law. Any vaccinators should feel the wrath of God, if you ask me. Corn. We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence and, settle on one. That's it, isn't it? Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all. If all parties are ready to proceed, you may begin, Lord Van Zykes. Before I do, my lord, there is a report I must read to the court. Yesterday, at the Great Exhibition Grounds, the evidence of primary importance in this case, the super high voltage instantaneous Kinesis Machine, which was installed on the experimentation stage, was deliberately destroyed in an explosion affected by an unknown person or persons. It was... what? An explosion? It's an outrage. Oh, there's quite an update, yes. Yes, I heard this grave news yesterday. Scotland Yard submitted a report to my office in the evening. I read that the machine was blasted to smithereens, and the wreckage reduced to ashes in flames. I have here a photographic print of the scene, taken in the wake of the explosion. At least it's showing the opening, at least. It shows what little remains of the machine. Yeah, it's a terrible business. He did it to destroy the evidence, did he? That Enoch Drebber. The court will take this print as evidence, counsel. Right, let's have a look at that. The post-explosion photograph has been entered into the court record. Late yesterday afternoon, the protection afforded to the machine by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act was revoked. However, before a thorough investigation could begin, the invention was obliterated from existence. As such, this will become a very different trial. What? A very different trial? What's it about? As it stands now, with no evidence on which to draw meaningful conclusions, the authenticity of the Kinesis Machine will remain forever in obscurity. Indeed. A most unfortunate state of affairs. However, one thing remains clear. That we need to look at the picture first. It's like, yeah, you can see like the gap makes things very obvious to me. I mean, we had this idea for a while now where it's like the cage, whatever, was dropped into a gap. So this does definitely reveal there was a gap. So, you know. The victim's death was the result of the actions of the accused. Of that, we can be certain. It was the accused himself who was operating the machine and who ultimately caused its loss of control.
Objection!
As Lord Van Zykes rightly says, this is a very different trial now. Ooh. The accused accepts responsibility for his part in the events that transpired. He acknowledges that Mr. Asmund died as a result of the accident caused by his machine's malfunction. However, unbeknownst to the professor, he was being deliberately deceived by a pair of very clever fraudsters. Names, counsel, if you please. The engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, and the victim himself, Mr. Ori Asmund. So what exactly were these two men up to behind the defendant's back? The defense intends to expose that information, thus establishing the unequivocal innocence of the defendant. Oh, it is quite. Thank you, counsels. The positions of the prosecution and defense have been clearly stated. Lord Van Zykes, summon your first witness, please. At once, my lord. The prosecution calls the engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, to the stand. State your name and occupation for the court. Name, Enoch Drebber. Occupation. Hard to pin down, I would say. See the black monocle? Yes, why do I feel as though I've seen it somewhere before? Oh, you too. I had exactly the same feeling myself. Your file indicates that you are currently being investigated in connection with another case. The theft of a waxwork model, is it? A most extraordinary sounding business. But that has no bearing on this trial, I assure you. Leave it from your mind. Oh, it has every bearing on this trial. You're familiar with the public experiment carried out at the Great Exhibition some days ago? The accused super high voltage instantaneous kinesis demonstration? Yes, you could say that. I am aware of it. There was a terrible accident, wasn't there? It was you, Mr. Drebber, who constructed the vast machine used in the experiment. Also, our investigations indicate. Can you confirm your involvement? Yes, I constructed it, in precise accordance with the blueprints, but that's all. Then the court would be very interested to hear your thoughts about the machine, I'm sure. Well. An amazing device, if you ask me. The pinnacle of modern science, making instantaneous kinesis a reality at last. What? Good gracious! Do you mean to say that the experiment was bona fide? Is that your belief, sir? Yes, that is very much my belief. Such a waste that it blew up.
Objection!
But we've already established that the machine was nothing more than a prop for an elaborate conjuring trick.
Objection!
We've established nothing of the sort. All that was shown during yesterday's proceedings is that the same outcome could have been produced by a means of staged trickery. The defense merely proposed a method and demonstrated its feasibility, nothing more. But... You procrastinated long enough. I feel... Witness, you will now give your formal testimony about the machine that you constructed for the purpose of the demonstration at the Great Exhibition. Understood. Alright, go on then. The Kinesis Machine. I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago, through Mr. Asman's introduction. He provided me with the blueprints and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow. A body double? That goes without saying, surely. To give the impression that something has moved when in reality it hasn't. It's a basic conjuring principle. The deception cannot be achieved without substituting the original with a fake at some point in the performance. But would I be right in saying you haven't managed to establish anything along those lines? Incidentally, prosecution has already confirmed that Mr. Asman has no twin siblings. It's my understanding that this witness is well versed in conjuring artfulness. But such talents do not indicate that he was actually able to accomplish what he claims. Namely, the construction of what by all accounts must have been an extremely complex scientific machine. Whatever do you mean? Yesterday's proceedings brought the true nature of your past exploits to light, Mr. Drebber. Indeed it did, my lord. As a swindler who preys on innocent scientists to elicit government grant money through conjuring know-how. Yes, it's true that I possess considerable knowledge of stage magic. But crucially, my scientific knowledge more than matches that of any academic in the field. Investigation of the witness's workshop attests to that claim, my lord. As evidence, the police found this Royal Society trophy for young talents in science there. Yes, that's true. We spotted it there ourselves. If a hypothesis is sound, it can always be forged into a physical manifestation with sufficient skill. Though I may have sold the secrets of some deceptive wiles to sniveling, talentless scientists in the past. Would you therefore assert that the explosion of the machine was an unfortunate accident, or, of course, a deliberate act of murder carried out by misuse of the science? Oh my. Counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, please. Oh, crap. Yes, my lord.